And welcome back. We're jumping into our second segment for today, and ladies, you definitely want to stay tuned. Of course, we have these two ladies on set to talk about the natural hair movement. Today, we're going to move into some practical tips and things that you can do at home to be able to make sure that your hair always looks great. We have with us Marianne Carter and Sharon Pitts, both naturalistas. Good morning and welcome. So first of all, the last time you were here, we really kind of just opened the conversation about the natural hair movement, and you guys had just had a great initiative of people coming together. How have things been going since then?
Well, the group, every time I get a notification, usually I'm the kind of person that don't add a lot of friends on Facebook. I like to keep my group small, my personal group small, and everybody's been adding me, and then on the Facebook group, it's like 10, 12 notifications. Like, oh my gosh, I need to rest. But it's very exciting that everybody's interested and find something that they can be passionate about.
Okay.
Very true.
And from you?
For myself personally, well, unlike Marianne, I've always had a million friends. But I've gotten a lot of inboxed just interactions with fellow naturals who feel the need to ask about certain products and advice on certain things. So, I've been trying to tell them, okay, we'll finish this tomorrow. Like Marianne, I do need a break. But it's nice to be able to turn something that, as I'm always saying, something that you have a passion for, to be able to help others and actually turn it into a business, right? So it's quite exciting.
So from ever since you guys got started, have you met folks who said, you know what, I think this is definitely the way for me to go, to keep mine natural?
Yeah, we have. We surely have. A lot of persons have just been inspired to continue with their journey, and even within the Facebook group, there are a lot of times when you'll have naturals posting that, that they're just so tired of their personal journey, and had it not been for the group and for the whole movement, they'd have already applied the creamy crack.
Now, and I think that's part of what we wanted to get into today. There's so many questions people have. It's a new process. I mean, most girls grew up their entire life getting their hair chemically processed. That moving to natural hair, a lot of people just don't know what to do. So let's start off with some of the basic things that people need to know. We went through the curls, the different types of curls the last time. But when you are talking about hair care, what are some of the things that people need to know when they're making their transition or whether they did the big job?
Well, first of all, they need to learn that the concept of deep conditioning. You can't just shampoo and go, or shampoo and apply some oil and go. You need to deep condition with every wash. And basically, there's so many deep conditioners to choose from. Most commonly are the commercial deep conditioner. Once they have deep conditioner on the label, it's suitable for any kind of hair, right? And people can also do their own. Some people can apply a deep conditioning treatment before they shampoo, if they don't want to do it after. Before the shampoo, the best deep conditioning treatment will be natural. So all of these things we can find in the kitchen. You can ask my family. They're tired of me raiding the kitchen.
What do you do?
They're like, okay, please, we only have a few eggs. Eggs is like number one for a deep conditioning treatment. At least crack 2 eggs. Olive oil, we use that for frying.
2 egg olive oil.
Like at least a teaspoon of olive oil. A teaspoon, or depending on how your hair is, of coconut oil, honey. You see, I'm driving my family crazy with all these things, right?
How much honey?
Well, I like to use a lot of honey because that's what my hair needs, and
Yeah.
a lot more moisture,
Okay.
right?
Ah.
And honey provides that moisture, eggs provide that protein and helps smoothen the strands. And then the oils just mix it up together and add more good stuff to it, right? And then this is the part that like Sharon kept telling me that, you know, put some avocados. I'm like, I can't do avocados in my house. They're going to kill me, right? Avocados, the more overripe the pear is, you mash that up, you can add that in, you can add in bananas, you can add in papayas, you can have like a whole fruit salad in your hair. Just put that in for like at least 15 minutes to half an hour.
All right, so mix all that, put it in, hang out for about 15 to half.
Yeah, if you can have like put over a plastic bag or one of those plastic shower cap. If you have a heated dryer, you can add that too, and you just wait. Sometimes you have to have some paper towel on hand because it starts
It's
dripping.
dripping.
Yeah, so you do that, and then you shampoo. And if you do that on a regular basis, you'll see a huge improvement in the health of your hair.
What is a regular basis?
Like
Like every
depending.
2-3 days, every week?
No, like every
weekend?
week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending how often you wash your hair, like really wash it because you're putting eggs in your hair. You need to wash that out
Yeah.
because that can smell, right?
Yeah.
I love that Marion keeps it so real because that's exactly what people are eggs
all I
in
get.
my hair. But
All right.
you know, and I love what you're pointing out because a lot of times people think of they go into the stores. There's so many products. Who knows what to choose? And
So true.
you know, I think you're attracted to getting the most expensive because if it's the most expensive, it must be the best. But it's actually cheapest to kind of do it at home and use the products that you do have.
It's actually more effective. All of those products that have been like on the market and getting like a big attraction, like Shea Moisture and Cantu, all of them are naturally based. It's all natural organic stuff in there. So what is better than making it at home? If you have the time for that, then go for that. Some people, they use hibiscus flowers.
Yes.
And they
What
add
does hibiscus flowers do?
It's like a mild conditioner.
Oh.
To be honest, what I've found, because I mentioned this on the last time that we were here, that prior I was natural for 6 years,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, much. And and I picked up on a lot of things, but a lot of the information that's out there when it comes to like the natural stuff that you'd use, it's all in circulation. It's the same thing coming back again, right? With the eggs, like she mentioned, we all know about the egg and mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, I was gonna say, yeah.
Staple.
Yeah.
And apart from that too, honey is great for moisture. Remember when you used to bust the vitamin E capsules in your hair? All these things are coming back. I think it was, what was it? I first heard about the hibiscus. You soak it, what do you do? You soak it overnight, right? Right. And then you'd use it like a final rinse in your hair, right, after washing it, right? So all these things, and it's true as you've been saying, you know, there are so many natural things that you can use, some in your kitchen, some in your garden, that you can use. The ever so popular aloe vera, right? And I don't know if the scientific name is scaginil or how you work that, but-
Scaginil.
so we say it. Right, but all these things, they really are cost effective. I mean, if you can grow them yourself, even better. The one that's become most popular now, and we're seeing that is in some of the natural hair care brands that haven't hit Belize as yet. Moringa is also being incorporated into that.
Moringa is for everything.
What? You know? And drinking that too as a tea, I've seen great results with my hair as well, right? It's a growth enhancer, right? Is what I've been seeing on the circuit as far as reading up and researching and such. It really does help. I've spoken to quite a few herbalists down here as well, and they're saying the same thing, right? So all these things that we can incorporate into our diet, right? Eating healthier on a whole, drinking more water. When you take care of yourself from the inside, it reflects on the outside, it reflects in your hair,
Yeah.
right? So all these things, but it's like when you tell someone, it's the funniest thing, when you tell someone, you know, and they know this, when you eat better and they're on their health kick, you know, that you'll look better, you'll feel better, all that sounds nice, but ask people to actually do it.
Yeah.
No, tell them if you eat, well, Marianne has turned me into a monk, you know, always eating bananas. And if you eat, you know, if you up your intake of bananas, because bananas have a lot of biotin, right? So if you up your intake of bananas, you're actually helping yourself to actually grow your hair faster.
And you don't have to buy the supplements, because
You
I know a lot of
surely do
people are
not.
into the supplement as well.
Yeah.
and those can be very expensive now.
Yeah.
Yes,
A
those are
banana
very
is
pricey.
2 bananas for 1 shilling.
And you're getting
Yeah,
it
yeah.
naturally. I
Yeah.
think that's what's most important. So Marion shared her secret. You tell us your secret hair mask that you use.
Well, to be honest, I have a few things that I've used, but these days I'm really trying to keep things simple.
Okay.
Okay.
We like simple.
We sure do.
Yeah.
And my take on it is that I feel if we do, like, you look at some of the ingredients that are in your shampoo, you look at certain ingredients that you'd need for your hair and how often you need to clean it, because your lifestyle really does determine what you need to use in your hair, right? When persons say that, you know, oh, my hair is always dry, the first thing I ask is, what are you working? Are you in air conditioning? Do you always wear your hair in a puff? Do you moisturize the ends? Different things, because all these things, I'm not an expert, so that's my disclaimer, but I read a lot, I research a lot. It really has been, excuse me, I'm a recovering addict, natural hair, but it's become a bit of an obsession.
No, and it's fine. But you know, I think we would never discount the fact that your experience counts for so much, because
Definitely.
It does.
reading something online is kind of guessing that they know what the problem is. But if I go to you personally and say, okay, you see what you have here, this is what I want, or look at what I have,
Exactly.
and that helps so much. So we
does.
spoke about making things at home. Now, if somebody says, listen, I'm not going to get in my kitchen, I don't even have those things in my kitchen, and I have to look for a product. And I know you spoke the last time about right choice in shampoos, conditioners, and products. What kind of ingredients should we be looking for when we go to the store to purchase these items?
Well, that varies person to person.
It
Okay.
does.
Yeah, because we have discussed the concept of porosity in our group, and basically it's about how your hair is porous, how it is able to keep in
moisture.
water and absorb moisture. Like my hair is low porosity. People,
What does that mean?
it's like very it's hard for water to penetrate into it.
Okay.
But once it gets moisturized, water is hard to come out of it, right? So what I look for something that has water as its first ingredient.
Always.
Yeah, all the time, and that goes for most naturals.
Okay. So how do you figure out the porosity of your hair?
Well, there's like a lot of things because she's tried it, I've tried it, and I don't know if it's because our hair is long, it wraps around.
Yeah.
Like we put it in a glass of water.
Okay.
If it stays on the top, it's low porosity. If it sinks to the bottom, that means water
Water.
It
went in.
absorbs the water.
And that's high porosity.
And if it just stays at the middle, it's just normal.
Yeah, that's the perfect one. Yeah.
Never thought about that.
Never
Yeah,
ever.
and
It can be a bit tricky though. Just ensure that, you know, the strands of hair that you're trying it with are clean strands or just washed strands.
Okay.
Because I recently tried it. Because of the fact I hadn't tried it before, because, you know, after years of having been experienced with being a natural, you know, or returning to my natural rather, you feel like you have a handle on it. But one of the things that I had, through my reading, had come to realize is that when you're natural for a span of time and then you return to a relaxer and you're relaxing for a span of time and then you decide to return to your natural, your texture can change, right? So I didn't really think about it. It never dawned on me until when I had cut off all my remaining relaxer this time around, and I was looking at my hair after I had washed it. I said, "You look a little different. Don't remember you." And it was a bit curlier. My texture had changed. It was dry in some spots, so I had to kind of figure out how to assess that, right? But I have to try that porosity test again.
Yeah.
So just a clean strand of hair in
Yes.
water. See if it sinks, if it floats, or if it
It
just
stays.
settles in the
Yeah.
middle. Great. So you're gonna look, if you're low porosity, then
Yeah.
you look for a water-based product. And if you're high porosity, what are you looking for?
Well, all products,
Okay.
water
Yeah.
should be the first ingredient.
Okay.
You're looking to seal that in.
Okay.
Yeah, completely. With low porosity here, you're not really looking to seal in stuff because then no more moisture is able to
getting it.
Go in,
penetrate
okay.
inside.
Fantastic. So moving on from purchasing products, let's talk about protective styles. First of all, why does one need to put in a protective style?
When when it comes to protective styling, it is, well, first off, I'll say only for the purpose of this show is my hair in a puff. I despise afros and puffs.
Okay.
Really?
To be honest.
It's because you were going to showcase it for us, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, it's no.
Uh-huh.
Particularly because of my texture, one, and the fact that it has that need for moisture and to hold moisture in. And also because of the fact that when you wear styles like an afro or a puff, moisture leaves those styles quicker than it would a bun or a braid or something to that effect.
Okay.
Protective styling is basically protecting your hair and especially the ends of your hair that are the oldest parts. Consider the ends of your hair like an old granny. All the grandmothers out there, forgive me. But it's the oldest part of your hair, so it needs that extra attention, right? When you're applying your deep conditioner, you make sure you hold that toward the ends of your hair and you apply a special amount just to the ends. When you're applying any moisture product, you'll apply it to the length of your hair, but make sure you hold the ends of your hair and make sure they get that amount. And try to do styles that would allow you to tuck the ends under the rest of the hair to protect it from the elements. A lot of the times the information that you'll see online or that you read about or you're watching videos, you'd need to take into account our climate changes when you're thinking about the styles that you want to do and the products that you want to use, right? And also just knowing your hair on a whole, right? And researching not necessarily products, but ingredients, oils, humectants, different things of that nature that are going to work for this particular hair. If you found that your hair is a little bit drier, then okay, these oils help, water helps, these foods help, these are things that you can use. A lot of us love to watch YouTube videos and love to be on Instagram. You look guilty right now.
It is so true, yeah. And that's what I was telling you. People will look out for information, but not everything you see online will work for you.
Right. And
So
even if you find, like, if you're watching a YouTube video and you see a natural that has a similar looking texture to yours, keep in mind that even though it might look like that similar texture, your hair is somewhat like DNA. No two persons have the same.
Yeah.
Right? So everything really is trial and error.
And
So you-
someone in a climate different from ours is facing a totally different.
Exactly.
Today is a great example. The
it's going to be
humidity
hot.
for the past couple of days and including today, it
Yeah.
really makes a difference.
It does.
So in case of Marian, she's actually wearing a protective.
She is.
Yes.
All right, and you're with the.
So let's do the
Temporary.
Yeah.
let's
So
let's
it's
see.
a bun.
You could-
It's,
Yeah, it's a bun.
It's a twist and a bun.
I just parted my hair, twisted each side, and I put it in a ponytail, and then I divide it in two, twist each side, and wrap one side around and wrap the other side around and put another ponytail.
and top
that's
off
all.
and top
So
off
how-
with the hair curler.
How often do you wear a protective style?
I do it almost every day.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't like my hair touching my neck in this heat. Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I see a lot of naturals going in Belize City and it's hot. I'm like,
It
how
is
do
hot.
you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's so hot.
So what about
And
for
how
guys?
about you? What do you normally do?
For me, majority of the time, my hair is at a good enough length for me to be able to put it in a ponytail and turn it under.
Okay.
Right? So I try to do as many protective styles as possible. So all these things, protective styling really is best. And it also is based on your particular goals. We have some naturals who they're okay with their hair being short. They don't care for longer hair. So they just need to ensure that it's moisturized, but they'll wear it out all day, every day. For myself, my goal is thicker, longer. Hip length is my thing.
Really?
I'm out to prove.
I was about to jump into what about for guys, because it's almost natural for us. We're just you go to the barbershop, that, and that's it for you. In terms of that healthy texture, what would be your advice?
Well, I know a lot of guys, they don't want to be like, high maintenance. They're looking for something simple.
Sure.
So we have quite a few guys in the group that
Nice.
aren't afraid to shy from getting more products. But most of the time, all they need is three things, and this is what we call the lock method. You need a leave-in or a liquid, and it should be water-based. If you even spray your hair with a little bit of water, that's enough, right? Some people can put in use our aloe conditioning spray or something once it's water-based. And then you use a little bit of a creamy textured product. You can find that in the store. Some of them are labeled pudding, some of them are labeled smoothies. They all have like food kind of names to them, right? And you put a little bit of that in your hair, and that helps to add to the moisture.
Yeah.
And then you use a little bit of oil to seal all that in. So basically, the most people need for like day-to-day styling are three products.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, I want to ask about coloring. Because coloring is one of the things that you call the term the creamy crack. I think sometimes coloring can be as addictive.
Sure.
What's your advice to people if they want to have natural hair, but also they want to color?
We have a few naturals in the group that color.
Uh-huh.
And
It requires more care.
yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going towards the high maintenance part of natural care, so
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready for that. But I do admire everybody else that does, right? Like we have Tanisha. Her name Tanisha.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tanisha from Jador. She has
Oh, yes.
beautiful
Oh, yes, yes,
bright
yes.
purple color.
She just did that. You're right. It's beautiful. But I was going more to the fact that do you have advice for people? Because obviously you're talking moisture
Yeah.
for natural, and moisture is already important for people who color.
Of course.
So how do you really boost it when I'm going to go natural and colored?
When it comes particularly to that, first things first, prep your hair. I'd say prep your hair with a strong protein conditioner. Probably do 2 of those before you're about to go get your coloring session, and even that too. Seek out different alternatives, because Marian and I have also been looking into like different ways for you to lighten your hair and be able to do so safely, right? Because a lot of naturals have really said that after they regret bleaching their hair, they regret coloring their hair, and a lot of them approach it just seeing pictures of you know, naturals who have colored their hair, but they never stop to check on other pictures and really do their research and sorts to be able to find out what's the care. I recall when I was relaxed, if I ever went to a salon, I would always ask after I was through, what products do I use now? You know, you always need to be on that tip of how do I care for my hair after it's been bleached and colored.
Yeah.
And if there is another alternative to bleaching, that would be great as well. So that also we're looking into. But there are different ways. Honey as well. Honey actually lightens your hair. Right? So, and I think, let me see, the lemon rind lightens your hair too.
Yeah.
Just don't fool around too much with the lemon juice. You might get yourself in trouble. But the rind does help. So if people actually stop to do their research, if there's something that you want to do, if you want to color your hair, you want to wear your hair a certain type of way, take the time, take a couple minutes to actually do a little research before you do.
Okay.
Right? Your hair will thank you for it.
So for the folks that you've captivated today within this segment to say, you know what, this sounds like what exactly that I want. But I've got a lot of chemicals in my hair.
Yeah.
What are the steps now in order for me to get from the chemical to natural? Do I have to just shave everything off and say, you know what, I'll just leave it to grow?
Well, I transitioned from being chemically straight to curly hair. And it was hard at first because I was used to having my length showing. So it was, you know what, I gotta commit to this. Every day was a bun. So now it's like always a bun, and that's what a lot of people don't really like about transitioning, because they have to give up their favorite hairstyles and have to remove the heat. So no more flat ironing to go out. I mean, how important is this occasion? Is it worth a flat iron? And that's the choices I had to make, right?
I think one of the things that would eventually give you a boost to that would be to your self-confidence, because you want to go out, you want to flat iron, then you mention how important is this event. But at the same time, if you're confident within yourself and you know that you want to make that transition, this is what you have to do. How long was that for you though, from nut or flat iron or whatever to going to that step?
I think it was like at least 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, so, but I
It's
didn't really
dependent on the
mind.
person,
Yeah.
really.
It depends how fast your hair
Yeah,
grows too.
after a while, I'm like, you know what? These ends are like straight and it's like this length, and the rest of my hair is curly. That's when I decided to chop it off.
And that's because you wanted length before you cut. Yeah. Because some people could do a shorter bob when it reaches here, or the big chop.
Yeah.
It is dependent on the person. Those are the two options that you have.
Yeah.
You can either go the route, because she transitioned. I transitioned too, but for a shorter span of time. I was just itching for the scissors. So I recall after work one day I went home. This was when was it? October 28th of last year. I went home and I said, okay, well, I'm tired now. So I took to the scissors, and that was it for sports. And I got to about here of cutting off all the relaxed ends from here. And I said, I look kind of weird right now, but can't really turn back from here. And after that, the next day, I went to the barber. But like I've been saying, do your research with everything, because I already had quite a few pictures of what I wanted to look like to take to the barber. But I'd also already done my research on how to care for this new style that I'm going to go get. Right? So your research is really everything, but those are the two routes that you can take. Either transition, because like you said, in regards to your confidence, if you're not used to short hair and you can't really adapt to that, fake it till you make it, you're gonna be in trouble, right? If you don't have a support system that already knows, okay, I'm about to cut my hair off, I want to return to my natural, I need you guys' support, because people can be pretty harsh. people can be really harsh with the things that they have
You know,
to
and
say.
I think not always a bad intention, and people just say things. What did you do to your hair? Why did you
They
do
just
that?
blurt out whatever comes.
And especially if you're not feeling confident, it can be very difficult for someone to do. So I appreciate that advice. We got to close it off now, ladies,
Okay.
but let's just take one more most frequently asked question in your Facebook group.
Sell off them.
What's the one you find yourself answering all the time?
Oh, I'm not even sure.
Well, particularly for me, what stemmed my business? My business is Sonari Belize.
Yeah.
What stemmed my business is because of the fact that a lot of naturals, apart from the products and apart from wearing your hair natural, they really wanted something that's more so a statement. Right? Because you see a lot of this stuff online, but of course, a lot of things haven't hit Belize as yet.
Yeah.
So that's where one of the first things that I came up with was my shirt design that I'm putting out there. I actually brought
A sample.
and
out.
this is a real statement shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of makes everyone
No,
laugh.
it's inside out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's actually it's something that all of us sentiment.
Don't
Ah,
touch
sheep,
my
don't touch my
hair. Okay.
I'm not a sheep. Don't touch my hair.
It's not a petting zoo.
Yes. So it's
You gonna put it up like that?
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
This one.
Right. And yeah, also before we go, we're supposed to let you guys know about the upcoming workshop that's
Okay.
gonna be happening next
So this is
Saturday.
round 2?
Yes. The last one was an opportunity for us to be able to more so get together in a room, and all these women who are just so passionate and so strong on their subject of growing out their natural hair and it just being healthy and all of our concerns, all of us in one place. That one was just more of a face-to-face, a meet and greet thing.
Yeah.
Right? It was wonderful. We enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. A lot of us got to know about product vendors and persons who are making their own stuff. And this time around, it's a workshop. This one is a lot of information, and it's for us to really be able to leave from that workshop feeling more like an expert.
Yeah.
So that's the point of this one. I'm actually also going to be having a loctician there as well, right? Apart from us doing presentations, giving out a lot of information, the product vendors are gonna be back. We're gonna have our DJ there as well. So, and tons of giveaways.
So where is it going to be?
This is going to be over at the same location we used the last time. It's over at Royal Orchid.
Okay.
On the 3rd floor of, it's at Douglas Jones Street, right? And it's $15 per ticket. In order to get one, you give us a call, 625-9118, or you can always hit us up on Facebook. You can either get to myself, Sharon Pitts. I have 2 accounts, both used. Feel free to inbox me, and also you can get a hold of Marian, but
What's the
primarily
Facebook
me
page again?
because Marian loves her privacy.
But you have the Facebook group, right? Yeah. Which is
Belize. Oh my gosh.
Belize,
Kinks,
kinks, coils,
coils,
waves, and
curls.
curls.
Waves and Curls.
Yeah,
So they
so
can
can I get
contact
tied?
you through there as
Yeah.
well. Right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming in again
course.
and allowing us to keep the conversation going, and best of luck with your workshop.
Most
That's right.
definitely.
you.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having us.
We're going to go ahead now and take a break, and when we come back, we have a video premiere coming up with...
Stig.
All right. We're going to take a break and be back in a few. Stay tuned.